Welcome to the new year. 2025 had quite a few gems, and I don't think it's a hot take to say that this is probably one of the best years we've had at the movies. From One Battle to Chainsaw Man to Marty Supreme, this year is one for the books, and I'm happy I shared half of it with you guys. My bad about my sabbatical, but there's only one reason for that, and that reason is because I've been but I'll try to be more consistent this time. Okay, so these are my top 10 films of 2025. Number 10, Companion. I think I'm one of the rare few that has Companion on their top 10, but I genuinely love this film. I think it's incredibly clever with the script. The commentary does not feel forced, and everyone in the cast looks like they're having so much fun. Sophie Thatcher is absolutely incredible here, and Jack Quaid keeps proving why he's one of the better Nepo babies. Novocaine isn't on the list for obvious reasons, and that reason is because every single thing in it is me. But he was one of the best parts of that film. What I really like about the film is that I think it has a lot more to say about humanity, kind of reflecting the worst impulses of human ownership and entitlement. I think the film is an effective horror film, a dark comedy with observations about control and power and manipulation. The film is also incredibly funny. Again, Sophie Thatcher is absolutely amazing here, and I cannot believe she lost to a dog, but we move. Number 9, Sorry Baby.
I was wondering, do you have like stuff that makes a fire?
Why do you need it?
My friends and I were gonna make like hot dogs.
Hot dog sounds good.
I'm sorry, we only bought 2 hot dogs.
I think this is recency bias. This was the last film I saw in 2025. Sorry Baby is the directorial debut of Ava Victor. I'm going to briefly discuss the plot, but since neither IMDb nor Letterboxd includes the central incident in its synopsis, consider this both a spoiler and a trigger warning. Feel free to skip ahead to this timestamp. So the film follows Agnes, who is a reclusive college literature professor struggling with depression after a sexual assault by a trusted academic mentor. I think at its heart, the film is anchored in Agnes's friendship with Liddy, who's played wonderfully by Naomi Ackie. The narrative moves between their university days and their adult lives, allowing us to observe how Agnes changes in the aftermath of trauma. The film is incredibly funny, even though it's handling such a heavy subject matter. The performances here are so good. The script is also wonderful. This movie does get bonus points for casting Lucas Hedges. God, I miss this dude in films. Please bring him back. Sorry Baby might be the strongest original screenplay of the year, second only to Sinners. Number 8, Die My Love. This is my first Lynn Ramsey film, so I'm not sure if all her films are as heavy as this one, but I think I enjoy this one a lot more than the majority of the general audience. Grace, who's played by Jennifer Lawrence, is going through the process of the postpartum experience. The film goes into the psyche of a woman who, after entering motherhood, feels ignored and empty. It's a film that I say is kind of devoid of a clear plot and more so interested in the consciousness of the character by having more intimate scenes with the character alone. Robert Pattinson is also great, and this probably had one of my favorite endings of the year. It's definitely not for everyone, but if you enjoy slow burns with good character studies, then I say take a swing at it. Number 7, Sinners.
We've been gone a long time. We back now.
I'm aware that this is a bit lower than most other lists on YouTube, but it still earns a spot here. Sinners is a beautiful exploration of music and black culture in America, a film that feels deeply intentional in how it built its world and its characters, all of them set up for thematic success. The film understands music as something passed down and reshaped over time, mirroring how culture itself survives and evolves. Coogler frames these moments as acts of preservation, and the added lore of vampire here is so damn cool. It ended up being one of my favorite movie-going experiences of the year. I'm so glad I got to see it in IMAX 70mm, and I genuinely hope Ryan Coogler walks away with the Oscar for Best Original Screenplay. Number 6, No Other Choice.
여기 적힌 것들 자제하기. 아빠 취직할 때까지. 나 테니스 포기. 내 차. 그리고 우리 집.
No Other Choice had to be the most confidently directed film I saw this year, only behind maybe One Battle and Marty Supreme. Park Chan-wook does things visually here that I had no idea bro had in his arsenal. Like, he's just like that for real. Granted, I haven't seen his whole filmography, but this is just insane. The exploration of class system and contemporary work culture and how it's directly tied to our identity to the desperation of material comfort is genuinely amazing how good this movie really is. The story is accompanied by some stellar performances from the whole cast, and it's a movie I hope gets the award recognition it deserves.
Yes! 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 No!
Number 5, If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. There have been a lot of movies in recent years about how relentlessly difficult motherhood can be, but none of them made me feel the exhaustion quite like If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Written and directed by Mary Bronstein, the film tackles the specific horrors and contradictions of being a mother in a way that I found surprisingly smart. One thing the film does that really stood out to me is how it deliberately distances the audience from the child. We never really get a physical presence to connect to, which goes against how we're usually wired to empathize. Instead of automatically siding with the child, the film leaves us irritated and overwhelmed by this outside voice, and that shift keeps the focus entirely on the main character, on Linda's experience. Rose Byrne gives one of my favorite performances of the year here. It's raw, it's vulnerable, and it never feels like she's pushing it too hard. It never feels like she's overacting. There were moments where the constant piling on of bad situations felt almost ridiculous and how nonstop it was, but I quickly realized that that's kind of the point. That endless stream of problems with no real break or limit is the reality for a lot of mothers. Even Linda's husband being reduced to just a voice for most of the runtime reinforces how isolated she is. It's not an easy watch, but it's worth it. Number 4, Sentimental Value.
I can't work with him. We can't really talk. My father is a very difficult person.
I got on the worst person in the world train pretty late, but for this one, I'm happy to say that I pre-packed and boarded days early. This is legitimately the most personal film that I've seen in like forever. Stellan Skarsgård absolutely delivers, and Renate Reinsve is incredible. The way she portrays depression and hesitation, it's so subtle and it's so quiet and it's beautiful. She deserves all the recognition. The way the film explores emotional disconnect within families, the film really stuck with me. Number 3, Hamnet. Yeah, this film broke me into a million pieces and then proceeded to put me back in the shredder again. Jessie Buckley is a lock for the Oscar. The final 15 minutes of this film is one for the ages, and while I do think they cheated a bit by putting nature on the deadlight, I will say they earned it. Everyone at my screening had audible cries and sniffles throughout the entire ending. The movie doesn't feel emotionally manipulative at any point, so that helps. Number 2, one battle after another.
Rise and shine.
Bat an eyelash.
Good morning.
There are no hands on the clock
Why?
because they're not needed.
I think we take DiCaprio for granted sometimes. His performance in Killers of the Flower Moon was widely overlooked, and now he's back in this film, and yeah, get this man another Oscar. He's a jewel in this film, surrounded by an incredible ensemble of actors. The tenderness and physicality he brings to the role is genuinely stunning to watch. The story of an ex-revolutionary desperate to find his daughter is both heartbreaking and gripping, and that emotional weight lands largely because of PTA's direction and writing. PTA is long overdue for recognition in the award circuit, and I'm glad to see that this year might finally be the year he sweeps. Chase Infinity delivers a monstrous debut. She is wonderful here. I can't wait to see where her career goes. Benicio del Toro absolutely deserves Best Supporting. Sean Penn is disturbingly good here. And honestly, this is the only soundtrack that even comes close to rivaling Sinners. Number 1, Marty Supreme.
I know it's hard to believe, but I'm telling you, this game, it fills stadiums overseas. And it's only a matter of time before I'm staring at you from the cover of a Wheaties box.
This is my year's La La Land, a movie so clear in its message about dreaming big that I walked out of the theater a changed man. Countless films have explored ambition, sacrifice, and the cost of chasing something greater, but none have done it quite like Marty Supreme. Timothy Chalamet delivers his best performance today. I'll always be a Timmy defender. Nothing y'all say will change my mind. The supporting cast is also fantastic. I think this is my favorite Gwyneth Paltrow performance. The soundtrack is on another level. And yeah, I think we finally know which Safdie brother had the sauce. This is also my favorite ending of the year. No spoilers, obviously. And that's it. Thank you for supporting me this year, even if I did leave for like half of it. I hope 2026 will be different, but we'll see.